Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Bes-TEA, Spillin Tea from Time. I'm your co-host, Aisha, with my best friend,
Stephanie.
How are we today, babe?
I'm good.
Yeah. That's evident.
Yeah. I'm feeling great.
You're feeling great. All right.
I feel great. It's Sunday.
You look cute.
Thank you.
I'm here for the jacket.
I love this. So I got it.
Is this new?
No. I just couldn't fit into it. I'm not going to lie.
Oh.
I couldn't fit into it.
But now you
can.
Okay.
Right? Anyways, Levi's. I love a little Levi's.
Mm-hmm.
Little Levi's moment.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's very cute. I'm here for it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So what's today's topic? What are we doing? This is a good one.
Something that is so close to my heart.
Which is?
Something that somebody has called me most of my life. This is about the Wildcards, the group. This is all about your crazy friends. I may have been
a crazy friend. Shout out to all.
Still be the crazy friend.
Yeah. Shout out to all the crazy friends out there. We need you. We need you.
Who is going to bring the chaos?
I don't know.
And I mean, if you are not accepting chaos into your life, then you are boring.
You are.
Boring.
Yeah. Your friend group, if there isn't someone that's adding a little extra zhuzh, a little extra spas,
yes,
it's boring.
It is boring.
Well, we don't
I feel like everybody needs a little bit of crazy, but like, when is crazy too crazy? Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
I instantly went to like, not that it's ever happened to us, but as soon as you said what's too crazy, I was like the friend that calls you constantly from like jail. You're like, guess what? I don't have any more bail money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's too crazy.
That's a different kind of crazy.
Okay.
I feel like we can talk about levels of crazy. Like there can be like a whole,
there's a
scale. There is a spectrum of crazy.
Okay.
And like we're really not. First of all, let's talk about the word crazy.
Yes.
We're really not trying to get into trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
With anyone. We're not making fun of mental health.
No.
Okay. We are just talking about
but like
the
your
wild card of your friend group.
Yeah.
And the one that maybe everybody has to mute sometimes. Yeah. Everybody needs to mute in the group chat.
Yeah. It has to have a lecture before we go out that's like, listen.
Yes. We cannot fight everybody.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what people used to tell me?
What?
If I hit the point in the night where if a girl were to like hit me and I'd be like, you can't say excuse me.
Yeah. It's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to
Take
go.
me home. If I hit the so we're not saying excuse me. If I hit that point in the night, take me out of here because I am the wild card.
It's about to pop
Yeah,
off.
I've always been that wild card.
It's interesting because I only met you much later on in life. So I only hear of those stories also from people who know you.
We've had a few.
I mean, we've had a few. We've definitely had a few. But I think I came in past
you got the tail end.
The tail end. I wasn't
tail
in
end of the hurricane.
Yeah, of the crux. But when I listen to people like Sarah, or Vanessa, or Sean Smith, talk about some of their interactions and moments with you, I'm like, definitely you were the wild card.
100. But it makes for a good time. I don't know what's happening to me right now. I'm like, I don't know.
You're on digital.
I went into protection mode of like my reputation. Didn't know what to say there for a second. So who do you think now, though, now that I've settled?
Yes.
Now that the hurricane has stopped.
Has settled.
Who do you think is our unpredictable friend? We're going to call you out.
Yeah, we're going to call you out.
Just so you know, we're going to call out a lot of people.
Who's your
Who's the unpredictable friend? Who do you think?
So I don't want to say she's unpredictable, but the example that you just gave of like someone pushing your buttons and them going left could be Natasha.
Could be.
It could be Natasha because her tolerance level for nonsense is low.
Yeah.
Like it's low.
It's low.
And she will tell you about yourself.
Yeah.
And then maybe sometimes we have to clean up after because she's also like when she's done, she's done.
Yeah.
That's the first one that came to mind.
It's hard to escape the reputation. I will tell you this.
Yeah.
It is hard to escape the reputation once you have received it. And I think also it's hard to change your ways.
Yeah.
as the wild card. I did show out a little bit when I was in Dallas. I had a wild card moment.
Okay.
That force the gates of entry open.
Okay. And you're like,
And-
not today, Satan. Or did you
Yes.
step in?
No,
Or did your toe go in?
Well, I think all of those things.
Yeah.
I think I stepped through very forcefully. And now have a reputation on the soccer team of maybe also being the wild card
okay.
there.
All right. Okay.
So my apologies.
Yeah, but people also know not to mess. Like
people
that
do.
you're not the
People
one.
do know.
Yeah.
People do. So we're here to break down a couple crazy friend scenarios as being like either fun or foolish.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
So
Okay.
like these are these scenarios of like when you're actually crazy or like are you just
you're just trying to be funny.
You're just like off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the friend that is like the super loud talker in serious places? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like somebody
like,
goes to,
oh my, like in it, like, oh, you're not gonna believe. Then you're like, shh,
because we're in a restaurant or like we're in church.
Yeah.
I'm never in church, but like maybe
but like the places that you should not be loud.
That you shouldn't be like loud. And this is what makes me crazy in class.
Yeah.
Because you always have that one that's using like an outdoor voice inside. And it makes me crazy. That is not my kind of wild card.
Yeah.
I am so like,
you know what just came to mind as soon as you said that? I was like, I wonder if they can hear. Like, can they hear themselves?
I don't know. I think it's like volume control. Do we have anybody like that? I don't think that we have like a super loud one where we're always having to say,
shh. No. But I would say it's like, I would say that's a little bit foolish because I feel like we would be like, yo, like you're in a church or you're in a restaurant, like, shh. And if they keep doing it,
then it just gets annoying.
Yeah. Then you're just, there's something wrong.
If you were the loud one and you were constantly using your outdoor voice inside,
there's
please note that your friends are annoyed with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I do think there's an element of like, I'd also ask you to go check your ears. Because if you can't hear yourself talking loud.
Now, here's where I am absolutely guilty. What about the friend that makes jokes at the wrong time?
Absolutely.
I am 110% this friend.
Absolutely.
Put me into an awkward situation. I will crack 95 jokes that are all inappropriate for the scenario. Because I'm uncomfortable. So I'm just out here being a comedian. And it's the worst. I become like straight up a stand-up comedian.
I know.
In an awkward, horrible situation. I'm cutting jokes all day long.
Well, we'll give the scenario. So very quickly. So one day, like years ago, Steph and I were going to go to a girls' night. It was our girlfriend Marissa who lived in the West End. So my parents were in town, took the car. I cooked. I picked up Steph. And like on the way there, I started to feel sick. And I was like, I think I gotta like just go over. Where do we end up at? Like Kennedy
chapters.
At
Kennedy Commons.
And I was like, I don't feel that well. Oh no, I think it was first you had to use the washroom.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I got there and I was like, I am not feeling well. Just also, I was dealing with some stomach issues before that. But so get there and it literally went from 0 to 1,000 in 1.2 seconds. I got into the washroom and was violently ill, like to the point that Steph had to call the ambulance.
I don't know why I'm laughing now.
We can laugh because it's funny. But like she had to call the ambulance. She had to call Dwayne to say that I was like super sick. She had to call the ambulance. They had to shut down the washroom because I think I passed. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, it was wild.
So then the ambulance comes in. I'm like in and out of consciousness like legit.
Actually.
In and out of consciousness. And then all I remember is Steph trying to make some random joke and the paramedic being like,
it is not the time. Your friend is actively dying. And I'm like, ha, 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 in the back of the ambulance.
In the back of the ambulance.
I was cutting jokes. I was like, I don't even know what happened to me. I don't even know. Worse.
That was a little bit of they probably
worst.
thought like, why this crazy woman
Get
is
away
in this
from this
ambulance
woman.
at this ambulance with her friend cutting jokes.
I know. Oh
my
God. It's a terrible thing. And also like don't sit next to me when we're doing something important.
Yeah.
Because you can actually see also in these podcasts. Yeah. Like I can't look at you sometimes and you can't look at me. If you look at me for too long, I'm laughing.
Yeah, laughing.
I can't be serious that long all the time.
No, I think you can. No, that's not true. I think you can in the right mode. I've seen you take charge.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but like even when I'm mad at my kids, sometimes I start laughing. And I'm like, this isn't working anymore. Like I've already tapped out. I'm done. I have those moments.
Maybe we know you're the wild card of the group.
I know. What about the friend that's like, this could get us arrested, but let's do it anyways? Do you have one of those friends? Stop it. It's not me. You think it's me?
I mean, I think you're prepared to push boundaries for sure.
Yeah.
I
do have to say, I do want to share this funny story about Jalen, my sweet boy. Something happened to Jalen recently at school, and we needed to go retrieve something from someone.
Yeah.
And getting ready to go retrieve whatever we were retrieving, he asked me if he should get a golf club for me. And I turned around and said, son, I'm not going to beat this person up. And he's like, well, I just thought I would check first. Yeah. And I was like,
what do you think of me?
Now I know what you think of me. I am the wild card.
You are the wild card.
So this is basically a whole podcast all about me.
Yeah.
Everything is about me. So we talk about like good crazy.
Yeah.
And we've talked about toxic crazy.
Yeah.
In like past shows.
Mm-hmm.
When like not all crazy energy is like fun energy.
No.
Right?
No.
Like not all crazy energy is like the
like
ha 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 cut jokes at like the bad time or like do something silly or like, you know, maybe you're loud, maybe you're boisterous, maybe you drink a lot or like party a lot, whatever, right? Some crazy fun can be
good. Yeah,
it can be good. But like what happens when the crazy or like that kind of behavior becomes the toxic behavior that really starts to affect your friendship?
Yeah.
Because that can happen really quickly. Like that fun crazy can turn toxic crazy
real quick.
Really, really fast. And have you realized that someone was toxic crazy and not fun crazy? And like, how did you deal with that?
So I did have a friend at one time. This was like in Montreal. Now everyone's probably going to be like, ooh, who was it? Who was Aisha friends with in Montreal? You'll never know. But it was actually in high school. And everyone's also going to try to think about like who it is. But and then there was things that she would do that I was like, okay, like it's a little like it's a little cray, but like whatever. And then it became like concerning. Like where I was like, you're actually almost doing things that like to cause harm and it wasn't interesting enough, it wasn't towards me.
Yeah.
It was watching her do things to people that I was like, no, you're unhinged. Like this actually isn't cool. She subsequently ended up having to leave the school.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. So that turned out to be real. Like she was not okay. But yeah, I think in the end, like you need to protect yourself. If you're seeing a friend shift from like what could be like, ha ha ha, kiki, funny, crazy to like dangerous.
Yeah. And now you're like reckless.
Yeah. Like reckless doing
behavior.
reckless things. Yeah. Again, very similar to what we talk about in friendship. Like I think I have a responsibility as a friend to be like, are you okay? Like, because I'm seeing, you know, like things are going from one end to the next. So I do think we shouldn't just watch that friend go down this path, that we should at least look to support. But sometimes you can't save that friend. Like there might be other things that are happening. And then you have to unfortunately distance yourself. Like if you feel like there's harm to you, or again, they're going down a path where like it could be a detriment to yourself or to other people. Yeah, you got to pull back.
When is the crazy person like fun though? When is it like super fun? Like, do you find that person, I won't use crazy. Let's just use like the wild card.
Yeah.
When they are the one to like bring people out of their shells or like when they become the life of the party or, you know, there can be a really positive side to being the wild card.
100%.
There can be that negative, like, oh, maybe you've taken it too far. But then there can be this like whole grand
Yeah.
personality that like really lights up your life and
I
lights
agree.
up your room.
I agree. Like I feel like in those circumstances, we probably in our friend group, like we do have, and when you said that, who came to mind was Dion.
Yeah.
Dion
for
came
sure.
to mind because she is that friend
Yeah.
who you give her the right space, the right music. Yo,
Oh
my
my
girl is
gosh.
out here like really lighting up a space
Yeah.
where you are inspired to like,
Energy.
okay,
Just like that.
energy.
Incredible energy.
Yeah.
And everybody is dancing. Everybody
Everyone
is
is,
singing. Everybody is just doing everything with her.
And you know what came, like when you said that, was that year that we played Mass. And you and Dion were like the last two to come off the off the
and
we
were
stage.
the only two in the same section.
Only two on the same section off the stage. And I was like, can we go, please? These two are out here when I tell you waving a flag by themselves.
Absolutely.
On the stage.
Absolutely.
Of Caravana. Like that's Dee's vibe.
And
like
it was just me and Dee.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
Literally out there dancing. Like that for me, she is again the wild card, but like the one that really brings the energy and the fun.
She is the good wild card.
The good wild card. Yeah. So big up to you, Dee. We love you, man. We love your vibe always. Yeah.
Is there a way that you can tell your wild card friend like you're doing too much and like not be offensive?
Yeah, but I feel like you said it. Like I feel like if you've got a cool friendship, be like, you are out here doing the most. Yeah. Like you're doing the whole most.
Yeah.
And depending on the person, they might be like, okay, I keep doing it. Or they'll be like, oh, okay. Like, my bad. Right? They might take it offensively.
Sometimes the wild card doesn't realize that they're being a wild
you're right.
card.
You're right.
I think that happens,
100%.
There have been moments where I have gone off and been like, whoa, I'm too much. Like I have done too much. But sometimes I don't think that you realize in the moment that you are maybe pushing those boundaries a little bit. And like, maybe you're making your friends feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, maybe. But I think again, the root of always what we're talking about in this podcast is that there should be a conversation. Like you should be able to tell your friend, like, that was a little much. Mm-hmm. Like I love to have fun. I think it's cool, but maybe it went a little too far.
Yeah.
I think we should be able in these healthy, happy, nurturing, best friendships be able to say like, that was fun, but like it then went a little too far when you did this, right? Because to your point, that individual might not realize, right? And be like, oh, yo, my bad. I really didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. Or again, the wild card's like, okay, then don't come out with me next time type of thing, right? But
I would love to hear from the people that are watching the podcast or like participating in some of our lives.
Yeah.
I would love to hear about how they deal with their wild cards.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what wild card friends are to them and like how they deal with their wild cards.
Yeah.
And what is the most wild card thing that they've done?
That's a good one.
I also don't want them to out me.
Yeah.
And
We're not here. Yeah, we're not here to. It's going to be a plethora.
Don't put my business.
When I was in 17 and I went out with Steph, caveat that we're not.
Let us not talk about adrenaline, freak out Fridays. Let's not talk about opium. Let's not talk about where illusions. Like, let's not talk about those days. Let's definitely not talk about stairways.
Yeah,
stairways. I was a crash out for sure. Let's not talk about those things. Let's not talk about grade 8 through fourth year college.
Okay.
Hold on.
So basically, don't talk about Steph.
Don't talk about me.
We don't talk about Steph because
clearly
that's a long list.
I mean, there was a long time. I could have been the crash out for sure. Maybe I still am a little bit. I don't think that you ever will be.
No, I feel like there was only 2 circumstances in my life, not in my life, but like 2 circumstances that come to mind where like I really popped off.
Yeah.
One, it was like, I don't know, he must have been like 16 or he might have been 16. I'm 7 years older than my brother. And he called me to be like, oh, these kids, these boys were like harassing him or something like that at La Belle Province. Yo, I made Dwayne, it was like midnight, get into the car, drive me to La Belle Province. I literally jumped out of that car while it was still moving, bust open into La Belle Province, and was like, who? Like, first of all, my brother's taller than me. I was like 23 and these like 3 guys at a table. What am I really going to, but I came in there guns blazing. Guns blazing.
I could see it in you.
Yeah.
I could see that you have like the ability.
I have the ability. Yeah.
Yeah. You just keep it very much
yeah.
tempered.
I keep it tempered. But if I go, and then another time, I don't know, somebody said something. We were driving downtown. Somebody said something to Dwayne and I came out the car. Like I'm talking driving downtown to go and confront this chick. Like I went off. That was it.
This is why we're best friends.
Yeah. I'm undercover wildcard. So I like to temper and maintain. I'm a respectable woman of the community. So I like to maintain. But take me there. Take me. That's the Haitian side. Yeah. I'm going to keep it real. Big up. That's the Haitian side. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm also Bajan. That mix, fire.
I'm Eastern European.
Yeah.
So we all know.
Yeah.
There's
fire.
something.
This
There's
is a
something
dangerous.
going on there.
This is a dangerous combo, actually.
It really
the two
is.
of us.
It really is.
We're not the ones, but we like to maintain
composure
and decorum.
And that's all for today.
Yeah.
Please let us know though.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Are you the wild card?
Yeah.
Do you have a wild card in your group?
Yeah.
What is the most wild card thing that they do? Because I like the tea.
Yeah.
I like
we
to
love
know.
the scoop. But that's
I
actually a
love
really
to
good
know.
way. Yeah. What is the most wild card?
Yes.
And if it was wild, like, did your friendship recover from it? Because again, depending on what happened.
And I have one more question.
Yeah.
What is your personal crazy to stable ratio in your friendship?
Ooh, that's a
Let
good
us
question.
know in the comments.
That's a good.
Let us know in the
Crazy to
comments.
stable ratio.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
I like mine a good 60-40.
I probably 70-30.
Crazy or?
I'd like stable 70, but I'll take 60.
Well, you are in the wrong relationship, my friend. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining us again on
Besties.
Spilling Tea from Time. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm
This
Aisha.
is. There we go.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.